knowing you, having been in the room with high dollars, high stakes negotiations down to the wire, you're very skilled at what you do. You literally walked in the door going, how does this whole thing work?
Yes.
How did you really learn and grow in your skills to develop this level of expertise that allows you to negotiate multi-year, multi-million-dollar contracts that have large impacts to companies?
Anyone that has children, you have a masterclass in negotiation, because those little buggers are the absolute best negotiators I've ever seen. That is the first place that I got this negotiation crash course. Christopher, you talked about life experiences, work experiences that we had prior to getting into tech that we've really drawn on. There have been so many things that I didn't even realize have played into where I am today. The building, the entrepreneurial spirit, loving that opportunity to build something from nothing, or even to take something where it is and build it into something even bigger and greater. All of those have really helped in continuing on in my skill development. But I think one of the things that has helped me, certainly practice, certainly putting yourself into difficult situations and continuing to do things and learning from them. Networking has been my absolute go-to for everything. If it's something I'm not quite sure of, either how to negotiate or what's the best deal, I'll go to tap into my network, ask them, what's been your experience in this area? Or I don't know quite how I should build this program out. There's always somebody who has done it before me. I can go and chat with them and find out what worked for them, what didn't work. That has really been my absolute golden ticket to where I am today. I have learned from others. I ask a lot of questions. I'm curious and I want to know and I want to understand. I have my degree, but I never went and got specific procurement or strategic sourcing certifications or anything like that. I've taken negotiation classes, but really it has been just learning from doing and learning from others is really how I have developed and honed my skills over the years.
You came into procurement with no network. So what were some of the steps that you took to start building that network? Was it in the larger manufacturing company at first, keeping in connection with them? Was it formal networking group?
We all just had each other. We didn't go out. I think it's a little different in the tech space. And what I've found over the years, procurement as an industry is extremely open to nurturing other people, bringing them in, helping them grow, helping them develop in their careers and in their skills. The way that has kind of organically happened is during my time at Splunk, I was told about this networking group in the Bay Area that I thought, I need to join this group. And they wouldn't allow me in because at the time, Splunk was not $1 billion company. And so they really wanted practitioners from large companies to be part of this group. So I thought to myself, maybe I should just start something of my own, because certainly I can't be the only one who was not invited to the cool kids group. Actually, I was talking to one of our vendors at Splunk. They said, I think you should start something. I think this would be a brilliant idea. And so they kind of connected me with a couple of people, and we connected, then with a couple more people, and we formed this kind of core group. We then started saying, let's host a big networking event, and that's all it's going to be is just networking. We put the word out. Our first meeting at Splunk, we had close to 100 people that came in. That was kind of the birth of Silicon Valley sourcing leaders. Really, all it was just people coming in, talking to each other. We'd do a little panel and people would ask us questions or, things like this, but leaders from all over the Bay Area, that has been just so beneficial to me and to so many other people I know as well, in either getting new jobs, learning, what are you doing in this space, or what technology are you using for procurement, or what am I missing? So things like that. And it's kind of exciting because this group has actually spread to Utah and to Chicago and to New York. And there's a new one going to start up in Las Vegas as well. Now that COVID has allowed us to meet together again, I think the power of networking really can't be understated. Other people are seeing the value and wanting to start these own type of groups within their own communities.
The clear message is, if I'm not invited to the party, why don't I start my own? I think we all believe, everyone's so connected or everybody doesn't need it. But the reality is we all need to connect. Now, I think post 2020, we're more disconnected than we've ever been. And this opportunity in peer networking groups for myself as well was a steroid to my career growth. Some might consider it illegal. No, it was definitely growth, because in a peer networking group, you get the ability to find people that understand your day-to-day, that you may not always understand, the management, the discipline. There's the idea sharing. And then what we heard from your story before, there's the job sharing, right? You got your first first VP role because somebody in your network said, you're ready for this. Come on in, take my seat. Regardless of what you felt, the opportunity opened and you went in there and you took it. Creating this networking group, and now think about this multiplier impact of being able to scale this. I think that's so important. You learn a lot. You obviously talk to a lot of people. Let's talk for a little bit, not just the career, but also the money. What was it like for you negotiating some of these compensation packages, right? You're a sourcer, you're a negotiator. What were some of the tactics and things that you used to get the best compensation on the table?
Your last interview test is how well you negotiate for yourself. I've always thought about that. If I don't negotiate and if I don't negotiate hard for myself, how am I going to negotiate for the company? Whoever is hiring me wants to know I'm going to go hard. I'm going to stick to my guns in terms of what I want and what's reasonable. I make sure I do not fail on that last interview test. Just like in any negotiations, whether it's the new car that you want to buy or the house that you want to buy or the new job, you always want to ask for more than what you think you're going to get, because I will always tell you that you will never get what you don't ask for. Most likely you're not going to get everything, but you're probably going to get more than you thought. And you're definitely not going to get it if you don't ask for it. That's my first piece of advice, is always to ask for everything that you want.